Okay, in this video we're going to talk about how to move transactions from one MemberPress website over to another. And this is going to be really similar to the previous video, which talked about moving recurring subscriptions over. If you haven't watched that, go ahead and watch that one first. And if you haven't seen the one about moving members, then actually watch that one first, then subscriptions, and then transactions. You're going to want to import in that order as well. So with that, let's go ahead and get started. So we're going to come to MemberPress transactions, and right at the bottom here we're going to click this export all as CSV. Go ahead and save it somewhere on your computer, and we're going to go ahead and open that up in Excel. And I'm just going to widen these columns a little bit so I can see them. Okay, so the first thing we want to do is go through these columns. We'll, just like we did with the subscriptions, we're going to delete columns we don't need and rename a few that need to be renamed in order to work for the import. So I'm going to copy, I'm going to select this ID column. We do not need that. It'll get a new ID when it's imported. These date columns, we need to highlight both. Right click on both and choose Format Cells. And we're going to choose Custom. We're going to type year, month, day, hours, minutes, seconds, and hit OK. And now you've got some properly formatted dates here. IP address column is fine. User login, we'll want that. You can use user login or the email. I prefer to use user login when it's available, so I'm going to delete the email because we won't need that. And the importer wants this to be called user name. And if you're not sure what the column titles should be, head over to our documentation in the user manual, and we're going to find the transactions section here. And we just want to look at the column names and make sure that they are going to match up properly with the column names in our CSV file. So we do want username there. And I'll just quickly glance over some of these others, kind of keep it in the back of my mind what they should be called. Okay. Now, we've got our username. We've already imported our user data in a few videos ago, so we don't need this first name, last name stuff. We're strictly just trying to get the transaction data in. So I'm going to delete first name, last name. We don't need a user ID because we're going to use this username instead. And, oops, we do want the product ID, so I'm going to delete these three. We're going to leave product ID. Product name is not necessary. Gateway is not necessary. We're going to delete those. We do want the gateway ID, but we're going to change that to payment method. Subscription ID, we're going to change this to subnum. And we're going to, you can leave these nuns in here. MemberPress importer will filter those out properly. Well, it doesn't filter them out, it just creates them as one-time subscriptions instead of it imports the transaction and allows it as a one-time subscription rather than associating it with one of these recurring subscriptions. So just to keep it a little bit cleaner, if you want, you can highlight this column and press Control F on your keyboard. That'll bring up this find and replace. So I'm going to search for none, and I'm going to replace with nothing, and I'm going to click Replace All. And it went through and got rid of all those nuns and left an empty space, which will work out just great. We don't need a subscription number, or the subscription ID. We do want the transaction number, so we'll leave that. We do want the amount. Let me just double check and make sure that was the right amount. So we do want the amount. We do want the total. And let's see here. We do want that's correct. So we want the amount, we want the total, tax amount, tax rate, tax class, tax description, status, and coupon ID. Those can all be left. Let me just check the importer documentation about the coupon. Okay, so it's similar to the subscriptions. It's going to want a coupon code instead of a coupon ID. So we'll have to do a little bit of work there to translate those from IDs, from the old site's ID to the new site's code. So I'm going to change this to coupon code. And we'll just readjust these columns here for a second. Okay, now that's done. The last thing we have to do is go through our payment method column. We want to replace our old website's payment gateway IDs here with the new website's payment gateway IDs. So, for example, let me just walk you through that. Here is my old website. I've got my options, payments tab here. Here's an old ID. So I'm going to copy that ID, and I'm going to go to here, highlight this column, Control F. I want to find that old ID, and now I'm going to go find my new site's gateway ID. Here's the new site. We're going to go to Options, Payments, and I'm going to grab this new ID. And you want to make sure these match up. You've got PayPal Standard here. You're going to want to use PayPal Standard from the old, which is not what I grabbed. So let me update that. Let's grab the PayPal Standard one here. And again, this is just a testing website of mine, so I've got quite a bit of stuff set up on it. But just for the sake of this video, we'll copy this old PayPal Standard one. And then we're going to put that here. And then the new website will copy the PayPal Standard gateway and paste that here. And then you just say replace all. And there it found almost 700 matches and replaced them. And then you'd keep doing that through for each one of these gateways until you've translated the old IDs to the new IDs. You're going to want to do the same exact thing for this product ID column. You're going to want to find the old, let me show you where to find those. So you go to your old website, and you'll click on memberships, and here's your old membership ID, and then you'll go to your new website, memberships. You'll have these all set up, and you'll find the new membership IDs that correlate. And you'll do a find and replace, find the old ID, replace with the new ID, just like we did with the gateway column. So you highlight this here, and for example, let's say the old ID was 38 and the new ID is 99. And we'd replace all and do that for each and every product that we have on the site. And then lastly, if you have coupons, if you don't have any coupons, don't worry about this. But if you have used coupons, what you're going to want to do is, first I'm going to copy this. We're going to say Control F. We need to replace all the zeros with just a blank line, nothing. And we'll say replace all. Okay. Then we're going to go find our old coupon that had an ID of 48. So we're going to go to coupons. And unfortunately, these aren't quite as easy to find. If you hover over the coupon code, you'll see right at the very bottom left corner of the screen there's a URL that shows up, kind of hovering above the page. You'll see right in the middle of it there's an ID that says 2463. And if I click on this, you can see the ID here as well, 2463. So you'd go through, and actually a really easy way to just open one of these coupons and replace it with the ID you're looking for, which in this case was 48, and here it is. So maybe we want to take this coupon code, go to our new website, we're going to create a new coupon code that's the same. Okay, I'm going to copy that code. 10%. And I don't have all the new products set up yet on this new website, but we do 10%. We'd select the right product that the coupon was for, and we'd publish. I'll go ahead and do that just for the sake of the video. Then we'll copy the code and pull up our Excel our sheet again, and we highlight the column, Control F, find a coupon code or coupon ID 48 and replace it with the new code. Replace all, and you'll do that for every single coupon. You can see I've still got a few more that need to be replaced. But that's it. Once you've replaced the coupon codes, the payment methods, and the product IDs, you replace the old with the new, and you followed all the other steps we've gone through, then your transactions file is totally ready to be imported. So we're going to go File, Save As, Computer, Desktop. I'm going to make sure that the CSV option is selected here, and I'm going to save this as Transactions Ready to Import. And I'll go ahead and save it. It's going to say, are you sure you want to keep it in this format? Say yes. And then you can close it. Now I did go over this in the subscriptions video, but I'll cover it again here in case you did not watch that video, which I would recommend just if you have any recurring subscriptions, make sure you watch that just to save yourself some headaches in case you miss something. So the one thing I mentioned in the subscriptions video that I'll show again here, if you close the CSV and then reopen it in Excel, Excel tries to be really helpful and will reformat these dates again, which we don't want. So if you're going to open it again and make any changes, you will need to come and update these date columns again, and just type in the custom format: year, month, day, hours, minutes, seconds, and hit OK. And then you can make whatever changes you were looking to make. Save the file, yes, keep it in the format, and then you're ready to import. When importing, I'll show you on the old site here. When importing transactions, there is an option. Oh, never mind, that was for the users. When importing users, I think I covered this in the first video, but just in case. When importing users, there is an option to send them a password reset. I'm pretty sure I did cover this in the other videos, so be sure to watch that. The transactions, I thought, oh, right here. There is an option you can add to the transaction CSV that will resend the user a welcome email. If they've already got it and you're just moving them from one site to another, I would just leave this out. Or if it is in there, set it to 0 so it doesn't send. But creating a column that's called Send Welcome and setting it to 1 will send the user your MemberPress welcome email when you import their transactions. So that wraps up migrating between two websites, migrating transactions between two websites. We've covered members and subscriptions as well. And again, if you guys have any questions, just reach out to our support, and we're happy to answer whatever questions you might have. And till next time, we'll see you later.